Stop. Before you open another textbook, before you sit down at your desk, before you write a single note, I need you to hear this. You have been lied to. Not by your parents, not by your friends, but by the very education system that was supposed to prepare you for life. Because right now, somewhere in the world, there is a student, same age as you, maybe even younger, studying half the hours you are and getting twice the results. And it's not because they're smarter. It's not because they were born with some gift you weren't. It's because they know 5 things, 5 specific habits that your school never taught you, that your teachers probably don't even know exist. And in the next 8 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly what those habits are and how to use them starting today. This is Mind Elevation. Let's go. Habit 1, active recall. Let me ask you something. When you study, what do you actually do? Be honest. Most students do the same thing. They read their notes, they highlight, they reread the highlighted parts, maybe they make some pretty colored flashcards. And it feels productive, right? It feels like you're actually doing something. But here's the brutal truth. That comfortable, satisfying feeling you get from rereading your notes, your brain has a name for that feeling. It's called the familiarity bias. Your brain sees the words on the page and says, "Oh, I know this." But recognition is not the same as memory. Recognition is not the same as understanding. Here's what the research says. A study from Washington University showed that students who used active recall instead of rereading scored 50% higher on tests. 50%. So what is active recall? Simple. Instead of reading your notes, close the book. Close everything. Take out a blank piece of paper and write down everything you remember. That's it. You force your brain to search, to struggle, to reach for the information. And that struggle, that uncomfortable, frustrating feeling when you can't remember something, that is learning happening in real time. Top students don't avoid that discomfort. They chase it. Habit 2, spaced repetition. Now, I need to say something that might make you uncomfortable. Cramming doesn't work. I know you've done it. I've done it too. You pull an all-nighter, you stuff your brain with information, you walk into the exam, you write everything down, and you think you've won. But 2 weeks later, gone. Completely gone. Because cramming is designed to fool your brain, not train it. Here's what top students understand about memory. Your brain is not a hard drive. It's not built to store information after one single session. It's built to keep what it uses repeatedly and delete everything else. This is called the forgetting curve, discovered by psychologist Hermann Ebbinghaus. Within 24 hours of learning something new, your brain forgets 70% of it. 70%. But here's the part that changes everything. Every time you review information at exactly the right moment, just before you're about to forget it, your brain reinforces that memory. The pathway gets deeper, stronger, more permanent. This is spaced repetition, reviewing material across increasing intervals, day 1, day 3, day 7, day 14. Students who use spaced repetition retain up to 80% of material after 30 days. Stop studying harder, start studying smarter. Habit 3, the Feynman Technique. Richard Feynman was one of the greatest physicists of the 20th century, Nobel Prize winner, actual genius. But he had one rule that changed the way I think about learning forever. He said, if you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it. That's the whole thing. Most students study to recognize. Top students study to explain, and there is a world of difference between those two things. Here's exactly how to use this. Take any concept you're studying, sit down, take out a blank piece of paper and explain it as if you're teaching it to a 10-year-old. No textbook, no notes, just you and a page. The moment you get stuck, that is gold. That is your brain showing you exactly where your understanding breaks down. Go back, fill that gap, then try again. The students at Harvard, at Oxford, at the world's top universities, they don't just read, they teach, they debate, they explain things out loud. Because when you can teach something, you own it. Habit 4, implementation intentions. Let me ask you something honestly. How many times have you told yourself, I'll study later? How many times has that later never actually come? This is not laziness. This is not a character flaw. This is pure neuroscience. Your brain needs specificity to act. When your goal is vague, I'll study today. Your brain doesn't know when, where, or how to start, so it defaults to what's easy, what's comfortable. Social media, YouTube, anything but the work. But researchers at the University of Bath discovered something remarkable. People who wrote down the specific time and place they would complete a task were 300% more likely to actually do it. 300%. This is called an implementation intention, and it is brutally simple. Don't say, I'll study tonight. Say, I will study Chapter 3 at my desk at 7 p.m. for 45 minutes. That single sentence removes the decision fatigue. It removes the mental negotiation your brain has every evening. You don't sit there debating whether you feel like it. The decision is already made. You don't need more motivation. You need more specificity. Habit 5, the pre-study ritual. This last habit is the one nobody talks about, and I believe it might be the most powerful of all. Top students don't just sit down and start studying. They prepare their brain to enter a state of focus first. Think about this. You wouldn't run a marathon without warming up. You wouldn't perform surgery without preparation. So why do you expect your brain to shift from scrolling through Instagram to deep, concentrated study instantly? It can't. And that's why the first 20 minutes of every study session feel like absolute torture. A pre-study ritual is a short sequence of actions you do before every single session, designed to signal to your brain one thing: it is time to focus. It can be as simple as this. Put your phone away, drink a glass of water, take 3 slow, deep breaths, spend 2 minutes reviewing what you covered last time, then begin. When you repeat this sequence every time, your brain starts to associate those actions with deep focus. Over time, just starting the ritual triggers the state. You don't even have to try to focus anymore. Your brain already knows what's coming. Consistency is the underrated force in human performance. So, let me bring this together. You now have the 5 study habits that top students use that schools never taught you. Active recall, spaced repetition, the Feynman Technique, implementation intentions, and the pre-study ritual. None of these require you to be a genius. None of them require perfect conditions, a perfect schedule, or perfect motivation. They require one thing: a decision. A decision that you are done doing it the old way. A decision that starts right now, today, with the very next thing you sit down to study. Because the difference between the student who gets the results and the student who doesn't was never intelligence. It was always the system. And now you have the system. Go use it.